Hello, this is Adrienne from Ascension Soul Coaching. I am your conflict coach, and today I have a couple things I want to review. There's a couple things I want to update with you. It's been a very, very busy week, so let's get started. John Singleton died without, well, they said at first without a will, but then they found out he had an old will, that his oldest daughter was listed as the a beneficiary, right? And now they're saying that he's had 5 other kids after her, so the will is really out of date. I mean, if it's the only will, they can go with that. It can be contested by his other children, sure, or their executors or their guardians. I don't know how old they all are. But right now, the oldest daughter is in charge of the whole will. She gets everything. So I want to really talk about that because, you know, black people, African American people, my people, have an issue with writing wills or creating wills, so they think they have nothing to give. John had $35 million worth of give, but most of us don't have that kind of money. Doesn't matter. You have to have a will. You not only have to have a will for what you want to happen with your money after you die. We think that we go to work and we fill out the beneficiaries for our life insurance. We put that down there, but we don't go the next step and do a will, create a will. And we need to do that. When you die, your life insurance only pays life insurance to your beneficiaries. There's other bills, there's other things, there's jewelry, there's your house, there's clothes, there's special trinkets that you have in your house, books, whatever. Let me tell you, when people, you know this, when people die, the crazies come out and they think they are entitled to everything. You want to be sure that your kids and your spouse or your significant other or your friends or whoever, even if it's your church or some other charity you want to give money to, goes to where you want it to go. And you want as less confusion as possible. When you write a will, you're saying this is what you want to happen to your goods, your assets when you pass on, and who you want to have it. And that limits a lot of fighting. Now, there's times like when my mom's mother died, my mom, to give you a story, she left her house in my mom's name. The reason she left the house in my mom's name is because she knew my father, who was an accountant, would help my mom with her burial, paying off her bills, taking care of the house, making sure things were decent in order. My mom did not live there. My aunt lived there, and one of my uncles lived there. But my grandmother knew that my mom was married. My father would take care of all those things. So she left it in my mother's name. My mom was the oldest daughter. There was 10 living children when my grandmother died. So she left the deed and everything in my mom's name. House is paid off. Yeah. She had 3 older brothers. And the oldest son was pissed that my grandmother left the house to my mom. And he fussed her out and cursed my mom out and said all kinds of stuff about my mom. But see, it didn't matter. Did not matter because the house was in my mother's name. However, my mom felt bullied. Can you imagine feeling bullied by your own? She didn't need the house. My mom had her own house. My mom, she left it from my mother and my mother's name because she knew my mother would take care of it. She was responsible. She had a responsible husband who helped her with other things in her life when she was older. So she understood that my mother would be there. When my grandmother was sick, my mom would go up there and see her all the time. She took off from work and spent time with her mother. They were best of friends. They talked on the phone every day. She knew my mom would come pick her up to go get her hair done, go take her shopping, didn't charge her a penny, although the oldest son would charge her. And he lived right down the street. My mom lived 40 minutes away. Didn't matter. So my grandmother knew who to leave the house to. Mom felt bullied. Why she leave it to you? Who you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. So mom felt bullied. And after the funeral, she was so stressed out. She was so stressed out that she went and put all the other 9 kids' name on the deed. When the house taxes were due, she asked the other 9 to help pay the taxes. Now, when the house needed repairs, she asked the other 9 to help pay for the repairs. No. You know what they said? No, she left the house in your name. You take care of it. y'all, your name's on the deed too now. So, long story short, when they wanted to sell the house, see, there's 10 of them. So 8 of them signed to sell the house. 2 of them said no. It was a mess. It was a mess. So you can reverse it. You can reverse that too and make it a mess. Just don't leave it like it is. But you have to at least put down there who you want on your will. It does eliminate a lot of the confusion. Now, people can start their own confusion afterwards. That's up to them. But you've done what you need to do. Michael Jackson almost died without a will. He had just upped his will, they said a year before he died, less than a year before he died. Prince died without a will. After all the stories swirling about Michael Jackson's will, you would think Prince would have created a will, right? But he did not. And that was just a mess. That was a mess. Because he thought he wasn't married and having kids, he didn't think it was a big deal. And some people don't believe in contracts. They just don't. But you got to look at the people that's left behind, and you want to make sure your money goes where you want it to go. And it just reduces a lot of the stress. John Singleton now his kids are going to have to go to court, and it's just something that was just unnecessary. Sometimes if you have one kid, you could just say, I leave this to my children, even divided. So if you have 20 more kids, it doesn't matter. They all get an equal proportion of the will. If you want to exclude a person, you can exclude a person, but you need to, if you're going to do this, you really do need to look at your will like every 2 years. And as you get older, just make sure that if you just read it and make sure exactly how you want. You get divorced, you get remarried, you're living with a significant other that you really want to take care of, but you just don't want to get married. Just take care of those things. And the other thing you need to do is have a living will. Living will says that if something should happen to you where you're incapacitated, and I remember that John Singleton was because of his stroke, who do you want to make those decisions for you? Because I think the situation with John Singleton was that his mother, I think it's his daughter, I want to say, were fighting over whether they should pull the plug or not, right? Well, if you have a living will, that's not an issue. You let people know up front what you want if something should happen to you, and you put it in writing. There's free forms on the internet. You can just download and fill out, have somebody notarize it that's not in the family, a third non-interested party, notary, whatever, notarize it, or your lawyer, right? And put down there what you want. If you love your family, it's what you do. Because the last thing you want them to go through when you pass is that much legal complications, right? You just want to have them to be able to move on, have the funeral, and get to the mourning and grief period with little bumps and bruises through the processes you can possibly handle or have to go through. So I do want everybody to know that you have to. I will leave links at the bottom of this video so that you can actually go out and see the places where visit a couple of links out there where there are free forms that you can fill out, free, and then just have it notarized, or go to your attorney and have them written up, whatever you need to do. A living will and a will. It's the best thing you could do for your family, other than having a life insurance policy and money in the bank. So that's that. So anyway, I will talk to you again. The cards don't lie, remember that. And tomorrow there'll always be something else to talk about.